I think there's many things, but I think the problem is for 3 decades, people have been trying to predict the future state. So the idea is whether you're Peter Senge with learning organization or business process re-engineering or Michael Porter, you get executives to define where they want to be in 2 or 3 years' time, and then you close the gap. And the reality is you never get there. And that's what we call an ordered systems approach. And it's, 2 or 3 decades it's been there. We're now starting to see organizations and markets as what are called complex adaptive systems. This comes from evolutionary biology, from chemistry. And in a complex system, they're not causal, they're dispositional, which means there isn't a repeating relationship between cause and effect, but they're disposed to evolve in one direction and not disposed to another. So the new strategic paradigm is to focus on more accurately describing the present, then routing multiple small, low-cost, safe-to-fail experiments. And the ones which work, you amplify, the ones which don't work, you dampen. So you evolve forwards to a more sustainable and resilient future that you couldn't have anticipated, but gives you more control. I mean, they can get rid of a huge amount of excessive cost. I mean, traditional planning cycles, strategy cycles, scenario planning take a huge amount of executive time for long periods. With a very simple little switch, you can move to the sort of micro-narrative-based market research techniques. You can then start to run small, you can institutionalize the rapid assembly of experiments with formal tests of coherence. So it's not so much a change, a radical re-change, which is what's happened again for the last 3 decades. We've had this fad cycle of change everything. This is more modifying some of the things you do and instituting some small new things. So it's a much more evolutionary approach to change. I think the markets won't allow them to be anything other than ready for it. I mean, the days in which you could control the market and determine the way things work, people are too interconnected for that. I mean, we started our work in counterterrorism and weak signal detection, and to be quite honest, customers are the same things as terrorists, and so are employees. They're so volatile. You can't afford for long planning and preparation cycles. You've got to move into the real time to survive.